For this week's art therapy, we're going to be looking at myths and facts regarding mental health while we're creating our paper mache vase design. If you want to see how I create this paper mache vase design and what I have to say about mental health illness, keep on watching. So guys, this week we're going to be making a paper mache bowl or vase. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. I wanted the bowl to be flat and I wanted it big. I didn't have anything the size, so what I did was I grabbed a pot from a prior project and I'm using a balloon in the shape that I want it. I want it to come up and kind of circle out. Now, before we get into some of the myths and facts about mental illness, understanding what mental illness is very important. If you Google it, it says that mental illnesses are characterized by alteration in thinking, mood, or behavior associated with significant distress and impaired functioning. Now, after going through my miscarriages, mental health became a word that I heard all the time. And so I didn't honestly believe that it was real, other than people that had bipolar disorder or schizophrenia and eating disorders. Now understanding that mental health illness is on the rise throughout our world, I wanted to just give you guys some myths and explain some of the situations that you may be dealing with. So myth 1. Mental illnesses aren't really illnesses. While I really did think about that. Other than schizophrenia and bipolar, those are the symptoms in eating disorders. Those are the ones that we knew of, or at least I knew of. And anything else, I really didn't think it was a disorder. But not until you go through certain things do you realize that, yeah, people are really struggling with a lot of post-traumatic stress disorders and anxiety, depression. Look at the world it is right now. Groceries are so high, most people can't even afford to buy food to eat for their family. Those are a lot of stresses that go on your body, and it becomes an illness if it's left too long. It's like a stronghold. If you're a Christian, it's like a stronghold, and it just continues to grow. So mental illnesses are definitely real diseases, and remember that mental illness diseases are anxiety, depression, bipolar, post-traumatic stress disorder, schizophrenia, eating disorder. Myth 2, people don't recover from mental illnesses. Absolutely, people recover from mental illnesses. Now, it does say in some places that it's possible to recover. Now, because it's basically like an addiction, you always have self-care techniques that you have to keep up, because some of your symptoms might come back time to time. Now, it does depend on the illness that you have. Anxiety, depression, eating disorders, those are things that you can recover from. Now, you do have to have, or at least maintain, some self-care techniques and treatments, and making sure that some of the triggers that got you there are alleviated out of your life. Once you discover good treatments and good self-care techniques that work best for you and your family, it is really possible for you to for those symptoms to be alleviated. And remember something about mental illnesses: a lot of people have them. They may be mild or they may be more severe, but most people deal with mental illnesses because it's something that's constant that a person is having to deal with. To be one of the first to watch my videos, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when I upload my post every Tuesday. Myth 3. Mental illnesses are just an excuse for bad behavior. Now guys, I want you to look at it this way. If you have a child or around any children that are young and they have an issue and they don't know how to express it, bad behavior is what occurs. Now, if you take that into an adulthood, when adults have trauma, generally, adults don't even want to admit when they have to go to the doctor. Better yet, when they go through some kind of trauma, they have to now self-diagnose that something's wrong. And it's generally when their relationships or life get on a decline that they realize, hey, something's triggering an issue, and then they seek help. But all that time, they've most likely had a lot of bad behavior, inappropriate comments with friends. It's not an excuse for bad behavior. The bad behavior is the illness that's coming out to let the person know that, hey, something's up, you need to get checked. Myth 4, people with mental illnesses are violent and dangerous. Now, it really truly depends on the mental illness that we're talking about, but there are 3 specific groups that tend to or can be violent. Now, not saying that that alleviates other mental illnesses from being violent, but if you're looking at a sociopaths are very self-centered and generally able to gauge the impact of their behavior on others. However, they use manipulation, and if they're not able to take control of the situation, that can lead to violence. Now, when you're talking about narcissistic people, they generally are not violent but can be triggered with anger. And if they're not able, again, to manipulate the situation and maintain control, that situation can become very abusive. Now, they say that the sociopath is the most dangerous criminal of all, and that is because they are able to be in a relationship and act normal. However, again, once control is lost and they're not able to continue to maintain that self-absorption that they have and self-gratification, that situation can turn violent. Now, depending on the mental illness that we are talking about, yes, it can become violent and dangerous. You do have to be aware of what kind of mental ill disorder that you are dealing with. Fifth myth, children can't have mental illnesses. Now, parents, we see out in the world what's going on, and children are definitely being attacked with mental illnesses, whether it be anxiety or depression, suicidal thoughts. And so one of the things that I would recommend for parents to do is read the 5 love languages for children. Make sure your children's love bucket is full. And it obviously will take some time, but do that before you go and put your children on drugs. Assess that your children's behavior has changed, and once you realize that their behavior has changed, then you start doing some intervention. One of the things that they said now in this technological era is that a lot of parents do not know how to deal with their children because we're putting our kids down in front of the internet, or we're having our children go off into spaces alone, and they're dealing with, they're getting depressed and they're getting a lot of anxiety over that. What I would recommend also, along with the love language book, take a day that you guys do family stuff. Children can draw. Children can do other things other than staying on the computer. And for the week, give them allotted of time. You get 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day. You get 10 minutes a day of TV time, or no. In our home, from Monday through Friday, my daughter gets no TV time. On Friday evening is Fun Friday, so we'll either do family something or she gets to watch her TV, and Saturday before she goes to her class, she gets to watch TV, and then we try and shut it down. And we're getting better at it. So do better. Now that you know better, try and do better with the children, because remember, kids grow up to be adults. Hey guys, so look what happened. Because it was winter time, I wasn't able to put rocks or something at the bottom to make it heavier, and so the wind blew it away and it cracked, but that's okay. I'm gonna fix it, or I might just leave it that way. But yeah, and it tilted completely on the side. Look at that. I might leave it that way, fix up this bottom part. Yeah, and it cracked inside, which is fine. Those cracks are okay. But yeah, really. If you wanted to tag me on any of your projects, I do have my Instagram page where you are able to tag me. And I also have my Facebook page where you are able to upload different DIY projects. You can check out the link in the description box. Now that you know different myths and facts about mental health illness and how to create the paper mache vase design, you can check out this tutorial next on paper mache bowls. If you like this week's tutorial, hit that like button, be sure to subscribe to my channel and share the content with your family and friends. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, guys, and I will see you next week. Take care.